Okay, good evening, everybody. It's nice to see so many people here tuning in for our webinar of Worthing College Science Department. We're just going to give a couple of minutes and then we'll get started. Just another couple of minutes or so if you're just joining us this evening. Welcome to Worthing College. We're going to be starting in just a few minutes. Okay, it looks like nearly everyone's here, so let's begin. Good evening, everybody. My name is Helen Bloomer. I'm Deputy Head of Learning here at Worthing College, and I am responsible for our outstanding science team. I'm joined today by my Worthing colleagues, Carla Mansfield, Hazel Rose, and Chris Stabler, and we're also joined by Mike Price, who teaches at Haywards Heath College. We are going to take this opportunity tonight to tell you all about our science department here at Worthing, including the details about our subjects, our entry requirements and our facilities, as well as all the information about the enrichment activities you can look forward to. Haywards Heath Science Department runs in a very similar way as far as teaching is concerned, though the enrichment may differ. We have got a variety of subjects for you to choose from. At both colleges, we offer A-levels in biology, chemistry, physics and electronics. And we also offer level 3 CamTech in applied science. At Worthing, you could also opt to study a CamTech in engineering. We do have a level 2 qualification as well, which is a BTEC in applied science. Hopefully we'll answer any questions you've got about Worthing College and Haywards Heath in our presentation, but if there is anything in particular, just add your questions to the Q&A and we'll answer as many of them as we can. Mike will be able to answer any questions specifically about Haywards Heath College. So you can see on the screen some of our A-levels and our applied generals that we offer. So I'm going to hand you over to our subject leaders and our teachers to give you some highlights, starting with our A-levels.
Hi everyone. A-level biology builds on the topics that you have studied at GCSE. As well as finding out more about how cells work and interact, we also look at how the immune system works to fight infection and look at up-to-date developments in genetic technology and how to manipulate the genome. Choosing to study A-level biology at Worthing or Haywards Heath means that you get the opportunity to learn in our spacious, well-equipped labs. You will also be invited to attend a variety of talks from experts in different scientific fields. Some past examples include how painkillers have been developed using the naked mole rat, which you can see on the screen, and also the future of cancer treatment. Ex-students have also given talks about their experience of applying for university, some of the different courses available, and what it's like to study at that higher level. By taking biology at Worthing College or Haywards Heath also means you get the chance to study the ecology topic through a field trip to Pulborough Brooks. This is a whole day out where you will complete pond surveys, look at lizards and adders, and use specialist equipment carrying out sampling techniques. Thank you.
Good evening. If you enjoyed experimenting in the labs, you're going to love studying A-level chemistry. It continues your basic understanding of GCSE topics and develops skills in research, problem solving and analytical techniques. It's a great choice and clearly transferable skills, and it's highly regarded by universities and employers. You will study three main areas. Physical chemistry will develop your ideas of atoms and bonding, and you will meet new concepts of kinetics and thermodynamics. Inorganic chemistry will look at trends and reactions of elements in the periodic table. The third is organic chemistry. It's the study of all carbon-based compounds, and we throw in a bit of biochemistry as well. You will have the opportunity to manufacture your own aspirin in the lab, and we will invite the Royal Society of Chemistry in with their spectroscopy in a suitcase to test your purity of your homemade aspirin. We have good close links with the RSC, running challenges and Olympiad competitions, and you will also have the opportunity to take part in the CREST Awards. I'll pass you to Chris.
Hello, I'm Chris. Electronics first then. A-level electronics is a great mix of theory and practical work. The maths is much easier than physics, and students who want to study engineering at university get a head start. The course consists of project work where students have to design, build and test two electronic circuits, one of which uses a microcontroller. A-level electronics goes well with computer science and physics. We regularly visit local companies such as ETI and Eurotherm in Worthing and GBE Electronics in Goring by Sea. An increasing number of electronics students leave Worthing College and go on to do degree apprenticeships with a local engineering company, including to places where we visit. Next slide, please. Okay, physics. A-level physics not only builds upon topics covered at GCSE, such as mechanics and electricity, but introduces new ones like quantum phenomena and nuclear physics. A-level physics goes very well with A-level maths and CamTech engineering. So why would you study A-level physics at Worthing College or Haywards Heath? Well, we offer excellent facilities and a variety of demonstrations and practical activities to invigorate your learning. We run trips to the coldest place on Earth, which is CERN, and the hottest place on Earth, which is the Culham Centre for Fusion Energy in Oxfordshire. Okay, thank you.
Awesome, thank you. We also, in addition to our A-levels, we also offer a level 3 qualification called a CamTech. We offer CamTech in engineering and in applied science. Engineering is currently only available at Worthing College at the moment. It's a really, really popular course. I teach on the course and I love it because you really get the opportunity to understand the practical aspects and the practical context of physics. And you cover everything from structural and mechanical engineering to electronics. There is a heavy maths element in engineering CamTech, which means that the qualification is very academic, and it means that students can go on to uni or to degree apprenticeships or anything they want to, really. We've had, as Chris was saying, we've had great success recently with students securing places on really competitive courses, and we're really proud of that. We really prioritise enrichment here, so everyone in engineering would have exactly the same opportunities as in physics and electronics. So, for example, going to visit our local engineering companies, hopefully getting a foot in the door, and Saturday jobs, degree apprenticeships have all come from those trips that we've done. To Hazel.
Thank you. If you enjoyed learning through experimentation, then CamTech Level 3 Applied Science is definitely for you. You will develop your communication and teamwork skills whilst enhancing your research and practical skills. There are 3 routes to take, depending on how much time you want to spend learning science, or how long you've got, really. You can start at certificate level, and you will do 2 exam units on the fundamentals of science and laboratory techniques. You could opt for extended certificate, which is equivalent to 1 A level, and it will develop your skills with coursework units in labs, hazards, and microbiology and product testing. And then there's the 3rd option, the diploma, which is worth 2 A levels. It will be all of the above content in your 1st year, and the 2nd year there is an exam unit on scientific analysis and 4 further coursework units. These will be on genetics, cell biology, nutrition, and also drug development. Next slide, please. As you can see in the photo, but also behind Carla there, thank you, Carla. Our labs are really modern and very well resourced in Haywards Heath and Worthing. They have a separate study area for laptop research and completion of coursework and theory lessons. And then the students can easily move into the laboratory area to put their theory into practice. Thank you.
Here are the entry requirements for all our science subjects. To decide whether to do an A-level or a CamTech course, we recommend starting by looking at your predicted grades. If you're predicted 7s to 9s in science and maths, then we would recommend that you apply for A-levels. If you are predicted 4s and 5s in science and maths, then apply for any of the CamTech courses instead. If you are predicted 6s, you're kind of in the middle, so have a think about how you like to learn. If you prefer the academic courses where you learn lots of theory and sit exams, then A-level is for you. If you prefer the more practical side of science and would rather be assessed a module at a time rather than exams at the end of the 2 years, and you also enjoy completing coursework, then the CamTech courses might be more suitable for you. One thing just to bear in mind is that if you want to go into medicine, dentistry or veterinary science, or are considering applying to Oxbridge, then you need to take A-levels, not the CamTech courses.
Okay, so that kind of finishes our little presentation. So hopefully we've answered a lot of your questions. There are a few questions coming through on the Q&A. So if there is anything you're dying to ask, then now is your chance. I'm going to try and answer a few of those kind of all together. A few people are asking about typical class sizes in our A-level classes. Here at Worthing, we work on roughly 20. We try and stick to around 20, sort of 17 to 20 for A-levels, which is a really good size. So it's small enough that you know, you get lots of individual attention from your teachers, but you know, there's still enough people to get along with and to have a really good class discussion. So we find that's absolutely perfect. Another question we've got here, can you still study A-level biology at Haywards Heath if you've done combined science GCSE, not triple science? I'm going to answer for both Worthing and Haywards Heath. That is absolutely fine. There's nothing to say you have to have done triple science to do science A-levels. Combined science is absolutely fine as long as you meet our entry requirements, which for combined science would be a 6-6. Let's see. That's a really interesting question here. Can you do a ChemTech just in biology? ChemTech applied science involves mostly biology, and there's quite a lot of chemistry in there. There's a smidgen of physics. So it's a really nice rounded science qualification, and I think that's why we like it so much. Okay, a few questions coming through about grades. Could you show the slides with our entry requirements again, please? Okay. Another good question here. How many classes or hours of work would there be a week for physics and chemistry? So all of our students get two-hour lessons per week. So that's 4 hours in college. We would also expect each student to do at least 4 hours of independent work outside of lessons to ensure their success in the subject. Another interesting question, is there any coursework in chemistry and physics A-level? There's no extended coursework in our A-levels, though we do have what's called a practical endorsement, which means that you do, a little bit like GCSE, you do a set of 12 specific practicals that are given to us by the exam board, and then we assess your practical skills, and then you end up with what's called a practical endorsement along with your A-level. It's kind of a separate thing. It doesn't affect your grade at all, but it's an extra thing, and it will appear in university offers. So if you're going to do a science subject, then they will require that you get a pass in the practical endorsement. So some aspect, of course, but not too much. It's mostly examined externally by exams. Do we go on any trips? Do we go on any trips? Yes, we do. We go on heaps of trips. I think we mentioned a few of them in there. My favourite is our trip to CERN that we try and do every year. But there's also, if biology is more your thing, we have a really nice day trip out to Pulborough Brooks. And chemistry have loads of awesome speakers and people that come in to do workshops. So yes, we do heaps of trips. Okay, let's see. Okay, that's a good question that I don't think I know the answer to. When do we need to apply by? If someone could pop an answer for that one. I don't know when is the date this year. If someone there in marketing could be able to answer that one, perhaps. Good question from Judith. Can you apply to uni with ChemTech qualifications? You absolutely can. Unless you are looking to become a vet, a doctor or a dentist, then ChemTechs are looked upon just exactly the same as A-levels. So yes, you absolutely can go to uni. There is a question here about electronics. Chris, I'm going to hand you over to Chris to answer this one. How much coursework is there for electronics?
20% of the course is made up of project work, which is 2 tasks: designing, building, and testing an electronic circuit, one of which uses a microcontroller. It's definitely the most popular aspect of the course. Very rewarding for the students to apply the theory that they've learned to actually build something physically that actually works. Okay, so it's a very important part of the course, and electronics is a practical subject and allows people to go into university or to employment knowing how to design, test circuits properly.
Thank you. Okay, I think, Hazel, you were just answering a really interesting question. Perhaps you could unmute and tell everyone the answers. So Connor has asked, can you explain the difference between A-level and CamTech? Is it that CamTech is more practical?
Yes, hello Connor. Yes, thank you for that question. A-level is, as we said before, is all exam based apart from the endorsed practical, whereas CamTech is holistic, all the sciences. So you will have a bit of biology, chemistry, and a smidge of physics too, and yes, more practical based and more coursework as well. So you'll be assessed from a lab book as well, and submitting certain units in coursework area. So less heavily influenced by the exam.
Okay, thank you. A couple of questions coming in, for example, from Emily here. Do employers prefer CamTech or A-level for degree apprenticeships? Like I was saying before, we've had a really good track record with degree apprenticeships from this department in the past. I think that Courtney's got a little bit more information on that, I think. Oh no. Oh, okay, maybe not. Okay, no worries. Either will get you towards a degree apprenticeship there. So that's your choice. Okay. Charlotte is asking, if you take triple science, do you have to get a 6 in all of the sciences in order to do physics A-level? You need to get a 6 in physics and a 6 in one other science, and in maths, and a 6 in maths to do physics A-level. Patrick would like to know what exam board is biology. All of our exam boards for our A-level is all AQA for A-level in biology, chemistry and physics. Okay, let's see any more. Kaya is asking, would we still have to do a final exam for CamTech, or is that just A-level? CamTech is assessed like in a modular way, so you get exams sort of throughout your course. So it's not all assessed right at the end. It's different to A-level. That's the main difference between CamTech and A-level. Okay, another question about chemistry. Do you do chemistry Olympiads? Hazel, do you want to tell us about the chemistry Olympiads?
Okay, yeah, sorry, I was typing about, while I'm on then, how much math is involved in A-level chemistry was a question I was just typing an answer to. There is quite a bit of maths in A-level chemistry. We use the logs to work out the pH and concentration of hydrogen ions, and obviously from GCSE, you know that there was quite a lot of mole calculations, so we build on that. And in energetics and thermodynamics, there's quite a bit of maths as well. So that's why we require a good GCSE in maths as well. In terms of our chemistry Olympiad, yes, we got a good result last year. We just got in just before lockdown with our students to be entered for Olympiad. We were awarded 1 gold and 3 silvers, I think, for last year. So yeah, it's really good, and it looks really good on your UCAS applications as well.
Thank you. We've got a question about the CREST Award from Jessica. CREST Award is a really cool enrichment program we do here. It's actually a national thing. It's not just here at Worthing College, but you get the opportunity to design and carry out your own experiments, and you can end up with an award from it, depending on how well you do. That's another thing that looks really nice on UCAS applications. So it's something that we really like to offer.
In fact, we did so well. We had some students that continued their CREST Award in lockdown to finalise and complete it. So we're really pleased with the dedication of those certain students. Thank you.
A question here from Anonymous. Are there support groups or one-to-one support? Sometimes, yes, absolutely there is. Absolutely. If you need help or support with your homework or your independent learning, then we're absolutely here. We're absolutely here for you. Okay, so yes, we have drop-in support, and we also have timetabled support where we do a little bit more formalised sort of help with specific topics. But yes, there is. Okay, another question. What courses will be best for electrical engineering? That sounds like a question that is right up Chris's street.
Yeah, I was just typing an answer there. For electrical engineering, they're going to want physics and maths, and also if you do A-level electronics, you'll have an insight of what it's like to do engineering at a higher level. So typically, students who have done A-level electronics, they're ahead of the game because essentially all the other students have to catch up where they are in their first year. So doing A-level electronics, to do any sort of engineering at university is good news. But certainly if you do traditional A-levels like maths and physics, then you're not going to be turned away from university.
Great. There's an interesting question from Patrick about paramedic science. So which course would be best for paramedic science? The CamTech in applied science goes nicely onto paramedic careers in paramedics. So that might be a good choice for you, Patrick. Here's another question. Can you do a mix of A-levels and CamTechs in chosen subjects? Yes, you can. And this is one of the best things about Worthing College and Haywards Heath, is that we will try our absolute best to come up with a program that is perfect for you. So some colleges, you would have to do either all A-level or all CamTechs or BTechs. They're not here, absolutely not. So yes, you can. Yes, it's a short answer. Yes, you can do a mixture of A-levels and CamTechs, and that's what makes us special here at Worthing. Patrick has another question. Hazel, would you like to answer Patrick's question?
I'm there. Yes, perfect. Yes, I did mention that we study organic chemistry as one of the three disciplines of chemistry, and yes, there is a great overlap with biology and chemistry, and we study biochemistry, DNA, RNA, and as I said, our aspirin and drug development overlaps there as well. So yeah, a good complementary. So yes, definitely a bit of biochemistry.
Okay. I think, have we got about 10 more minutes, I think, have we, for questions? Okay. You can see the application deadline is there in the chat for you. All of our websites are linked there for you. It's the application deadline is the 18th of December for your first choice courses. It looks like we're kind of coming to the end of those questions. So thank you very much for asking all of those questions. It's really good to hear from so many of you. I think we are going to leave it there. So yes, thank you very much for coming along and listening to what we've got to say. If you do have any questions at a later date, then just contact the college and somebody will get back to you. Okay, all right, have a good evening, everyone.
Thank you, bye-bye.